Hey, Mega Moms. Jessica Hensley here with Real Estate Mega Moms. And we help moms create a life and a business that they love. So today I'm going to be talking about how your environment can make or break you. Okay, so we have a fun topic today, and it's a little bit random and it's a little bit of just like a fluid thought that's just rumbling around in my mind right now. But I thought I would bring it to you and just share kind of what's on in my own life. And I'm sure I'm not alone. So I want to talk about our environment. And no, I don't mean global warming or whatever. Yes, that is all very important, but I'm actually talking about something a little bit more close to home. When I say environment, I mean your surroundings. It could be like your home, your office, your vehicle, the people that you surround yourself with, the type of music that you listen to, what are you watching, what are you reading, all of those things will play a role in your mental health, in your success, in your mindset. And something I've just noticed in my own life here recently, I've had, and really through the years. I mean, this is not just local to just this past year for me, but even my entire life, I can see when I am surrounded by people that are rooting for me, that are excited, that are genuine, how everything can change. It was so cool. I got to spend a couple days with some friends. They're really new friends. We relatively new. We've really connected back in probably November. And you've seen me interviewing some of them on the podcast here recently, with Jamie Flanagan, Malia Gomez, and then I think her podcast is coming out next, and then Jen Genya. And I got to spend 2 days, 3 days in Denver, Colorado with them. And it was freezing outside. So, like, we couldn't do anything else. We were just in this beautiful home in one of Jamie's homes and got to spend a couple days together and just relax together, but just really hear each other out, hear each other's goals and aspirations and businesses. And it was so refreshing to be around women that they have high goals, but what a common theme amongst all of us is how family comes first. Like, we're all happily married. We all like bragged on our husbands, and it seemed like everyone has a very healthy marriage. We all adore our children. I think Malia has 6 kids, so she has a lot of kids. Well, anyway, I won't recount like how many kids everyone has, but we're all moms. And Jamie, she's even like homeschooling for her kids so she can spend more time with them. My son's not homeschooled, but you all know spending time with my family and my son is like a top priority for me. And so it's just so cool to be around women that are industry leaders, that are business minded, and yet spending time with family, having a healthy relationship is a top priority. And what I notice is all of us left this 2 days recharged, re-energized, inspired. We all had different strengths in different areas, and we're like, oh girl, I got you. Like, you need to know this person, or you need to do this, or oh, let me look at that. Oh no, you need to do this. And we were just like genuinely looking out for each other with no agenda, with no, do this for me and I'll do this for you. It was just really so beautiful. And I loved it. And I think it's probably one of the first times that I've experienced this level of genuine, it's hard to explain. Obviously I have lots of amazing friends. Stephanie, who's one of the co-owners of Mega Moms, she's probably the only other person I would really lump into this category of just this heart of, I'm going to do anything for you. I can do anything for you. And so my question for you is, do you have these people in your life? And if you don't, I want you to know that they are out there. And what it took for me is to go outside of my comfort zone and start conversations, ask to be invited, ask to, get together. And so what I'm starting to do, I'm almost 40, I'm 39 right now. And having friendships is hard whenever you're a top producing real estate agent and whose family is your primary focus. Because if I'm not working, I'm with my family. So, what I have started to do is recognize in other women when I see someone that I want to be closer to, that I want to get to know, we have the same, core values. When I see these women, instead of being threatened or feeling jealousy or whatever, I am starting to lean in. And I've noticed that this environment is cultivating an amazing, um, just an amazing new thing in my life for me. I am growing. I am learning. I benefit more than anyone whenever I reach out and I try to invest in other people. So I want to know if that's something you are doing as well. I hear from so many women that they're lonely and they don't have friends. And I've said this to myself, especially when you run a business. It becomes really hard to know who is truly a friend and who isn't. For me, the people that I was closest to and really probably still am are either on my payroll or I'm in business with them, or maybe they're a client as a buyer or seller or even a coaching student. And not that those relationships are wrong, but it is nice to have the peer level friendship. And so I want to know, are you seeking out friendships like that? Are you trying to surround yourself with people that are going to, like the Bible says, iron sharpens iron? They're going to challenge you. They're going to help you rise to the next level. There are people like that. And what I had to do was say yes. I had to. So these particular people that I'm talking about, that came about because I was asked to be an MC. If you know me, even though I do lives and I do podcasts and I do trainings and stuff, it's behind a computer. I have a huge fear of public speaking. This is a fear that I'm trying to overcome. Okay. It's something I actively know I want to do more of. I want to speak on stages. I want to inspire women. Like that is a passion and a goal of mine. But I get very nervous whenever I get in front of people live, like in person. My mind goes blank. So I was asked to be the MC at our regional rally for EXP in St. Louis. And luckily for me, they asked somebody else to be an MC as well. So I was there with Matt. And I knew him because he was actually a bold coach of mine like years ago. And I knew that he would be awesome and he could basically cover for me whenever I lost my mind, because that's what happens. I get in front of people and like I totally lose my train of thought. I don't really drive a point home. You're supposed to be able to be eloquent on these things and inspire people. And it's something I'm working on. But anyway, point being, I was asked to be the MC and I'm like, sure. Yeah, I'm going to do it because I'm challenging myself to do new things. And Jen and Jamie, actually both, they were speakers at this event. And so I got to spend time with them. I didn't even know Jen was going to be a speaker, and we happened to be at breakfast together. And she was sitting by herself and said hi to us, and we're like, "Oh, are you here for the EXP event?" And she said yes, and we're like, "Come eat breakfast with us." So we got to know her there, and that's totally out of my character too. Like I'm not a mixer and a mingler. Doing the events is very hard for me. Like even my client events, it's very uncomfortable. It's not something I love doing, but I know it's necessary. So my challenge to you is, if you don't have friends, what is it the Bible says, right? He that hath friends must show himself friendly. It's like, are you actually putting yourself out there? Because honestly, that person probably feels the same way. Most top producers I know, in fact, I can remember a conversation in Denver when we were all sitting in the living room. We all had the same common theme of feeling lonely, feeling isolated, feeling like we didn't have friends at some point. And so we were all like so thankful that we were brought together and like recognizing how unique it is, but it shouldn't be unique, right? We should all as women have these relationships in our life. So my challenge is your environment. You need to seek out these people and you need to make yourself available, whether that be, hey, let's go to coffee, or hey, let's jump on a Zoom and, collaborate, or whatever. Maybe doing some traveling like I did. Having these people in my life has already changed everything. So that's gonna be a big deal in your environment. Something else that's happened for me for my environment, I know that making content. So this podcast is all about real estate moms creating a life and a business that they love. One of the ways that you can do that is to put yourself on social media and to create content. I'm a very private person. That is unnatural to me to just share everything on social media. So I had to put a lot of intentionality behind that. And if you're like me, I want things to be just perfect. Like I want my background to look good. I want to look good. And so what I have found is for my environment, if my environment is organized and clean and inviting, I am more likely to be willing to go live. If I have the setup already done, then it's just like, okay, I just have to hit the button and talk, right? So that's the other tip here is do what you have to do to have that organized environment around you. Organize your desk. Keep your truck or your car cleaned. Have it ready for somebody to jump in and ride with you. Have a client ride with you if you need it, or a friend. So these are all things that you can do to help your environment to end up helping your mindset and your business. Another thing is, what are you listening to? I actually was just, driving to work this morning and literally praying and telling God, you know what? I've been feeding my brain trash. Been watching things that really didn't improve my life, didn't necessarily cause me joy. In fact, in a lot of cases, it's like depressing, watching the news and different things like that. Yes, it's nice to be informed, and that's all good, well and good. But what are you feeding your mind? What are you reading? What are you listening to? I want to commend you for listening and watching things like this, our podcast. My goal is to always bring something that's uplifting, inspirational, something that you can relate to as another real estate mom that's successful, that's, going through the challenges we all go through. So when you're kind of auditing your life and editing out your life, ask yourself, what are your environment? What is your environment? Who are you spending time with? What are you listening to? What are you reading? What does your aesthetic in your home, in your office, in your vehicle, what are all of those things? And you may be thinking, well, I just don't have time to make everything perfect. And I'm not telling you to make everything perfect. But what I am saying is, if you can take that little bit of extra effort, you're going to feel better. I'm actually in an RV right now. We're building a house, and we're living in an RV, and there's not a lot of room there, and it's really easy for that RV to feel very dirty quickly because there, surfaces can be cluttered and stacked, and you have dirty clothes. I mean, all of these things. If you've ever lived in an RV, you know what I'm talking about. There's not a place to put your dirty clothes. There's not really a place to put hardly anything in an RV. So thank God I do own my office. So I'm actually in my office. I am actively, while our home is being built, I am trying to make my office my home. And I just redid one of the small rooms into more like a dressing room closet. I'll do a live and I'll show everyone what it looks like at some point. But I just got it done yesterday. And my son was even commenting on, like, I just feel better when things are organized, when things are in its place. Don't we all feel like that? And it's something I've always struggled with. I mean, maybe you have everything together, but I've always struggled with having being organized. I like to say mine's a little bit of an organized chaos, but that's why I need people in my life that are very organized. On my team, I'm the visionary and I have an integrator and she keeps things organized. But when I do take that extra effort to make either to pare down, because frankly, that's a big part of it. If my life is unorganized, most of the time it's because I have too many things to manage. I either need to pare down my schedule, pare down my wardrobe, pare down my contents. There's just too many things to manage. And whenever I can be organized, I can have clearer thoughts, I can be a better mom, I can, just show up as a better version of myself. And it's that much easier to reach out to my past clients, to help my, buyers and sellers, to create content on social media. It all goes together. And I think that that's something that's missing in this real estate world, is sometimes we get hyper focused on one thing. And frankly, that's primarily generating leads. Everyone wants to know, how do I get leads? How do I get leads? But I think there's a bigger question, right? It's, what does your life look like? And stepping back and honestly assessing the areas of your life. How are your relationships? How is your health? How is your mental health? What does your environment look like? Which is what we're talking about today. You don't have to be perfect and have everything together in all areas of your life. But if you can identify what area of your life is bringing you down the most, then you can focus on that one thing, and it will actually help all other areas of your life to rise and improve. So the point of this podcast today is for you to just think about your environment, think about who you're surrounding yourself with, what you're surrounding yourself with, what you're consuming, and if you need to make any changes there so that you can show up as the highest and best version of yourself. Your environment will make or break you. Okay, so that is what I have for you on today's podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are on YouTube, we're on iTunes, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Don't forget to leave us a review. All of those things make a big difference in how we can reach people. And really the mission of this channel is to help real estate moms create a life and a business that they love, helping them sell enough homes to make 6 and 7 figures a year, working while their kids are in school. Thank you so much for your love and support. I'm Jessica Hensley, and I'll see you next time.